Happy Monday, everyone. Off the Rails Sports with your friend Bert Beiswanger. We had a great weekend. We had a very adventurous weekend. To say the least. Went down to Eastern Kentucky for a wedding. Uh, Had a lost phone situation. Found it in the middle of a mountain road highway. I don't know. There it was, face down in the middle of the lane, and unscratched. No cracked glass, nothing. Technology is an amazing thing. We zoned in on this bad boy. I found it. It wasn't my phone, but I wasn't giving up. And we tracked that thing down. And what a victory. So I won this weekend. We all won. Beautiful wedding. So glad I went. I talked about missing the Breeders' Cup races and stuff like that. And I was not on my game. I missed a couple of big bets that I should have won. Had I had a little more time to focus or a little more focus, but that's okay. We had a blast. We had a blast. Um, Breeders' Cup was fantastic. The races I was able to watch, I've got it recorded and going and watching that, but going back and watching that, but what an awesome 2 days of racing out Del Mar, and the Classic was an awesome race. The favorite had to be scratched, but it was still an awesome race. So loved watching that and going back and watching the races that I did miss. But the other big thing this weekend, the World Series, Friday and Saturday games 6 and 7. Man, this series was amazing. I feel I wanted Toronto to win. I feel bad that Toronto didn't win. Toronto had a 2-run lead. They probably should have scored more in Game 7. Dodgers scored in the 8th, scored in the 9th. But I mean, this series was just full. I mean, full of defensive plays. Just crazy defensive plays being made on both sides, all around the field. And let me tell you, the MLB playoffs, I've said it before, it's the most underrated playoffs. It's awesome. This World Series was spectacular. The Game 7 rating was, I don't know, like a 19-year high. There were a lot of eyeballs, 20 plus million households on this game. And yeah, no, it was great. And both teams awesome. Dodgers, Blue Jays. Again, I wanted the Blue Jays to win, uh, and they should have won. That's a tough loss. That's a tough loss in extra innings. And the Dodgers won another one. I'm not mad at it. A lot of people are just tired of the big markets winning. But look, man, I think baseball's in a very good spot. I do think they need to figure out some salary cap type things, or at least create a floor for some of these teams to say, hey, look, you got to spend this much to try to be more competitive than you are, and then let the chips fall where they may with revenue sharing and this and that. You're not going to stop, um, the big markets like New York and LA from fielding very competitive teams, quality teams, top level teams year over year. But hopefully there's some things that can tighten up a little bit and put some rules in place that doesn't make it crazy where you're paying a guy like Shohei Ohtani $2 million this year and $30 million in 15 years. Um, anyway, loved it. Playoffs awesome. Looking forward to moving on to other sports, but baseball, you did a great job this year, and MLB playoffs, fantastic. All right, college basketball starting. A lot of games today. Already games started at 11 a.m. But yeah, there are a lot of games going on this day. I know my Ball State Cardinals play tonight against the Louisiana Raging Cajuns in Muncie. I think it's in Muncie. The defending champion Florida Gators kick off against Arizona this evening. So that's going to be awesome. It doesn't feel like it's time for basketball, but I guess it is, or at least college basketball. The pros have started. Pacers struggling. They have just got so many injuries. I don't know what they're going to do for anytime soon. This is going to be a tough road to haul. Um, but they're going to have to figure something out. I don't know what they're going to do in the front court. They're piecing together a backcourt with all the injuries. And the Milwaukee Bucks come to town tonight. Myles Turner, who left the Pacers to go sign with Milwaukee in the offseason for, I guess, more money, although the Pacers say he never gave them a chance to counter-offer their initial offer. I don't know, but I do know this. I don't know what's wrong with him. He doesn't seem to be able to shut up lately, and he's just kind of dragging the organization and ownership through the mud, which is the Pacers are known as one of the best organizations in the NBA from the front office through the coaching staff. So I am not sure what his problem is. But Milwaukee can enjoy his $26 million salary and his 10 points a game and 6 rebounds because that's what he's getting right now. And I think he needs to focus on that versus the Pacers. I'm just tired of hearing him. And so now he's playing the victim card like, well, I hope I don't get booed. I'd like to think I'm going to get cheered when I return tonight to Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Well, you've been dragging the franchise under the bus for the last couple weeks every time you open your mouth. So you're probably going to get booed. And frankly, fine. I don't care. But we got to figure this out for the Pacers. This is going to be tough. So I don't know what they're going to do to try to... Any moves they make for this year are going to be made for multiple years in mind. I feel strongly about that. If they make a move for just this year to plug a hole here and there, I don't think they're going to... It's not going to be something where they're going to give up a lot to do that. If they make any kind of a major move this year, I think it's going to have that 2 to 3 year window in mind, as it should. Because quite frankly, this year is just about seeing what we can get out of other players who haven't had a chance to, star or be featured as much as they would have been in the past, or haven't been in the past, I should say. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing this game tonight, but I'm not, just because the Pacers they're just struggling so much. And so watch Myles Turner score 20 points and think he's an all-star. That probably will happen, but he's not an all-star. He fit, though. Here's the thing, and this is what I don't understand about that Turner, and I know we don't have Halliburton this year, but he fit on this team about as well as he's going to fit on any team, in my opinion. He played a very important, significant role on this team, and everybody knows that. But I guess thought he could do the same thing in Milwaukee, and maybe he can. And I don't blame him for taking more money, but I would have liked to seen what the Pacers would have been willing to go to. I do think you get to a point where going into the luxury tax on a year where you don't have Halliburton, that's not the first year you want to go into the luxury tax. We've covered this a long time ago, but got to kind of remind people that the Pacers were willing, the front office said, ownership said, that they were willing to go into the luxury tax to run this thing back. That all changed the night that Tyrese Halliburton got hurt. So they decided, and I think rightfully so, this is not the year to go into the luxury tax, because they're going to have trouble recouping those expenses, that tax, with more limited revenues, with the lack of success on the court that is inevitable this year compared to last year. That's my 2 cents. Having said that, we have nothing but a bunch of backup centers on this team right now. I miss Myles Turner. I wish he was still on the team. I get why he's not. But man, they gotta get something figured out. It's gonna be a long year. Obi Toppin is out for a long time now. I mean, their front court is just decimated. I keep saying center. Toppin's out now. This gonna be a long year. It's gonna be a long year. But we'll tune in and watch a little bit of that tonight and start reining in some college basketball and getting that on the radar. I do like this kind of opening day that ESPN's doing, where they're doing games. YouTube's got some games, and the ESPN Plus and the standard ESPN networks have some games. So pretty cool. All right. Well, listen, we will look forward to a good week. Uh, I hope you're looking forward to a good week. And I'm just looking forward to getting into football for the next week and basketball the rest of this week. Oh, by the way, speaking of football, God, how did I almost go without talking about the Colts? Rough game yesterday. All right, rough game yesterday. The Colts, despite 6 turnovers, though, only lost by 7 points. And really, even after 4 turnovers, I'm thinking to myself, they should have they're moving the ball again. There's plenty of time. I think it was like 8.5 minutes, and then we got another turnover. I can't remember if it was sack fumble, or if that was the one where the ball went straight up in the air and the lineman caught it. Tipped ball up in the air. Another lineman caught it. I don't remember. They're all running together, but suffice to say, with 6 turnovers, it's almost hard to really analyze anything because the offense has trouble getting into a rhythm because they're never, as they say, on schedule. They were always behind with all those turnovers. Now, having said that, I was shocked. Shocked. I was surprised that the offensive line got manhandled in a lot of different ways, and there was all kinds of pressure on Daniel Jones, and particularly not just coming around the ends with T.J. Watt, but I mean up the middle pressure too, which is the worst kind of pressure. And it always cracks me up when analysts say, "Well, but if you get pressure up the middle on name your top 5 quarterback here, insert name here." They can get a little, they can get out of rhythm. Well, no kidding. That's every quarterback does that. Jones wasn't good yesterday, but I mean there were a lot of reasons for that, and I don't know. To borrow a horse racing term, when you're looking back on past performances through the PPs, sometimes you just got to look at a particular race that didn't work out too well for a horse and put a line through it. And for right now, based on past performances through 9 games, I think I'm just going to put a line through this one. Losing at Pittsburgh is not the worst thing in the world. It's not. And honestly, losing by 7 with 6 turnovers is pretty crazy. It's crazy. I can't believe that. I'm trying to kind of find a silver lining in the whole thing. So we'll see. Now, everyone thought that this division's in the bag and all that stuff. There's a long way to go, folks. There's a long way to go. You still have to play the Texans twice, and I know they're what are they, 3 and whatever they are, but they just keep losing games by like a field goal. So now they don't have C.J. Stroud. He got hurt. I don't know what the timeline is there, but yeah, they're probably done, but their defense is really good. Jacksonville, I don't trust them week to week at all, but they are 5-3. 1 game behind the Colts in the loss column. The Colts are 7-2, and the Jags are 5-3. And so that's anything can happen. Week to week in this league. I mean, look at yesterday. Green Bay loses at home to Carolina. The Lions lost at home to the Vikings. I had both of them winning by a touchdown, not losing at home. So, no, nothing's guaranteed. And I hope this is just a 1-week thing with the O-line, but because that O-line yesterday looked like last year's O-line. And if that becomes more of a common practice, that's going to change things this year. So, all right. So I don't know why it took me all the way to get into the Colts, which probably should have led the topic. I need to put a little more production quality into this thing. I should have started with the Colts, not the Breeders' Cup, although that was near and dear to my heart and one of my favorite weekends of the year. But finding a cell phone in the middle of the mountainous country roads of eastern Kentucky. That was a win. We love that, and every minute after that was a great day and a great weekend. So, all right, listen, you get a leg up on the week. It's Monday. There's still plenty of time to get this thing off to a flying good start and rolling right through the week. We're going to have gorgeous weather, and we're going to enjoy every minute of it. So, hey, everyone, have a good week. Get a leg up off the Rail Sports. Have a good day.